And we are back. Welcome along to the American Fight League, as it was known. Prior to me coming along and changing the name of it, this is now Adrenaline MMA, because I worked out we have too many foreign guys on our roster in this game, and it made more sense. So let's go for it. Adrenaline. And this is Adrenaline MMA. It's on same fight cards you saw before. I'm going to crown the light heavyweight title tournament tonight. And it looks like we've got a really good card. Let's click continue. And welcome to Blue Cat's pre-show analysis of MMA. It's on, being held in Nevada. This is the second AMMA show of 1995. Our second show. We're in February. We're due to have 10 fights and no prelims at all. The main event is the final of the AFL light heavyweight and will be for the MMA heavyweight. It'll be between the winners of the two semi-finals, which will see Radula Isami fighting Taka Funaki and Raishin Yanzagari going head-to-head with Vernon Wright. Also on the show, Eric Paulson fights Malaro Butsmati, Norbo Ashin against Hirokio Nogutsi. Kazukaishin takes on Rickson Grayson, and Yuji Todano takes on Ray Rizzard. That's all to come tonight. That's the final. Not a lot going on there. Gracie has held, so this is the show's been held in Nevada. So Krezigo Kasi versus Rickson Gracie. Gracie's finished all of his last 5 opponents. 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Gracie's ranked 1 of 4. Kugaiskin is 15th. Kugaiskin has submitted 3 of his last opponents. Gracie trains at Lion's Den. This is the first time they fight. Gracie will have a significant weight advantage in the fight. Gracie has a 5-inch reach advantage. So everyone thinks Gracie's going to win this, so it'll be interesting to see. It's the first time these two have ever met. Matthews has a 9 reach advantage. The betting lines have Matthews a big favourite. Definitely. Americans and Pauls versus Malala Bestmoon. Bestmoon submitted 4 of his last opponents. So Paulson has submitted last 3 of his opponents. Paulson trains at Lions Den Jojo, and it's the first time these two have fought. So a very even fight by the looks of it here. Everyone thinks Tandudi's going to win this one. It'll be interesting to see. This is the first time they've fought. The betting lines have Maces as a big advantage. I'll be interested to see. This is the first time these two have fought, and Nick Ahir is a 6th reach. The betting odds have Nakikine as the favourite by a huge amount. I hope he really shocks them. But, because I love the look of this guy. I remember this guy. It was his picture that sold me when I hired him originally on the save. And now we're opening up Microsoft. Okay. Well, that's interesting. You're going to get to see me uploading stuff. 0% process, that's nice. So yeah, Yoki Nakaro versus Masahiro Jacqueline Osai. It's going to be interesting to see. And we've got Kinja Asbuzz for Hiroki Nasgatu. Should we go on with the card? I was going to run through this so you can have a quick look and see who we got going on tonight. And that's the card for tonight. Let's get on with the show. And in our first fight, we opened a portion of the show with Wilder Probaba Isami taking on Takanu Fuki. And this, of course, will be shown live on Sci-Fi here tonight. So let's get this on. The place in the final of the AFL Light Heavyweight is at stake. Marcus DeBass will be the referee for this fight. Our case judges are Perry Bruce, Russell Montoya, and Harold Richardson. And here we go. The fighters touch gloves. Isami shoots in looking for a takedown. He has a big takedown and ends up in half guard. Isami begins trying to get his leg free of the half guard and gets a better position. He can't find a way past the half guard. Isami throws off a few punches, he catches his breath. We pass the halfway mark of this round. Isami fires off a few punches, he catches his breath. Isami throws a few strikes, but he's clearly slowing things down so he can catch his breath. Isami attempts to pass half guard and gain a better position. He passes half guard but can't secure side control as Fook starts a scramble for position. Fuka somewhere winds up underneath the north-south control of Isami. Isami pounds away with elbows to the stomach but can't get any power behind him. Fuka tries to get out from under the north-south but doesn't budge Isami. Round 1 is brought to an end as the timer runs out. The round goes to Isami 10-9. Oh my god. We see the confidence rising. Isami knows his fight this is his fight to lose. So round 2 is now going to begin. Funaki comes in looking for the takedown. The takedown is complete and Isami is on his back and pulls guard. Ooh, showing great awareness here. Isami gets the guillotine off the takedown and now threatens to choke out Fook. Fanuc escapes the guillotine. Ooh, Fook throws a few strikes, but they are Without Venom, Isami gets a double underhook in and pulls Fook close, controlling him well. We're now halfway at the point of this of the round. Not giving his opponent any room to work, Fook keeps close to close body contact while throwing short strikes to the head and body. Isami goes for the sweep from the bottom of the guard. Farouk gets swept out of the guard on his back, and Isami has full mount. We're into the final minute of this round. Isami fires away with punches, and Farouk is stung by several big shots. The strikes are hard enough to force Farouk to roll to the side, giving up his back. In the process, Isami attempts to complete a rear naked choke. Farouk doesn't allow the rear naked choke to be applied. Round 2 is brought to an end as the timer runs to an end, so we're going to go into round 3. So 10-9 again, Isami is really ahead of this. So we can really see that this fight is going as well at Pabari Isami's way. 2018 ahead, and here we go, round 3. Funaki closes it, chooses shooting on Isami. Isami sprawls brilliantly and not only preventing the takedown but pushing Fook down onto his hands and knees. Isami to set up the ace choke. Isami sinks to hold him deep and Farouk has to tap. While Isami takes the victory by way of submission, and Isami has booked his safe in the place of the AFL light heavyweight final later on this evening. Officialised rival Pablo Isami defeats Tanaka Fook submission by the arc choke in 4 seconds of round 3. The fight is being rated as fantastic. I definitely agree that was one of the better fights we've had. Brilliant stuff on these guys. Let's go on to our next match of the night as Tiger Venom White takes on Roshan Yanisgari. So 22 to 23 years old, 6'1", pro record 2-4 and 5-2. So it looks like the Tiger Venom White might get the win here. Let's get in with it. The winner moves on to the finals there for light heavyweight title and takes on the other guy who just won. I can't remember who won that match. Fight, and it was only a second ago. I could probably go return to start, but let's go. Round 1 begins, ladies and gentlemen, and the both fighters moving and engage. Gas scores with jab, but doesn't find the mark of the right hook. White hits a right head kick, covering up. Yasugani backs off until trapped against the cage. White may have him rocked him here. Yasugani takes a short knee strike to the side of the ribs, but it was just thrown from a weird angle and didn't really have much behind it. Yasugani clears his head and circles away from the cage and back to the centre. They come together and strike. There's a stalemate as both fighters throw but fail to land a hit. White doesn't connect with a left jab and also doesn't get a leg kick. Yasugari is off target with the jab and also misses a right hand. Both fighters stepping into strike. Yasugari misses a right cross and leaves him wide open to the counter. Right comes in with a jab and right hand and narrowly fails to connect. We're now at the halfway point of the round. White comes forward on the attack. Yasugari throws a counter jab but misses. White can't connect with the jab, but then he hits a nice straight right. White moves forward, constantly trying to pressure Yasugari into exchanging strikes. Yasugari manages a counter jab. White can't connect with the jab, but then he scores with a right cross. White stalks forward, pressing Yasugani. Yasugani misses the left hand in exchange. White can't connect with his setup strike, but then ends a right hand. The two fighters come together stride, but it's really tentative and nothing comes of it. Yasugani unleashes some instructions from his corner with a curt nod of the head and returns his full attention to the fight. They stand in trade in the center of the cage and neither fighter can land a good shot. The time has run out on round 1. I will go and get a drink at the end of this fight. I'll pause the recording and then we'll come back into it. So we've got quite a big card and I need a tea to get through this. But the time runs out on round 1. Brilliant fight there. Brilliant first round. There's some audible boos from the crowd. That wasn't the most exciting round we've ever seen. Yeah, agreed. There wasn't a lot going on. But this round has to go to right. Let's see what happens now. The bell starts for round 2. Both fighters meet in the center. Right misses with a left jab but lands a blow to a low kick. Yasugani lands a left jab and a right cross. The two fighters engage. Yasugani misses a right hook and gets countered with a glancing blow from a right head kick. Both fighters step into strike with counter. Right counters a right hand with a left jab and a right hand. Right is starting to slow down a touch, perhaps conserving a little energy. Both fighters step into strike. Yasugari misses a right cross that leaves him open to the counter. Right attacks with a quick left jab and a right cross. We're now at the halfway point of this round. Both fighters meet in the center. Yasugari misses a right cross and leaves him wide open to the counter. Right comes in with a left jab and a head kick. We move into the final 60 seconds of this round. Both fighters move in and engage. Yasugari doesn't connect with the left jab but connects with a right hand. Right lands a left jab and a right cross. The two fighters come forward and engage. Right counters a right hand with a left jab and right hook that is avoided at the last second. And that's the time up at the end of this round of round 2. That has to go 10-9 round to right again. My squad has right up now 2018. We're back underway. They engage in the centre. Escalade misses a right hook and gets countered with a quick kick. The two fighters engage. Escalade counters a right hand with a right hook. Taking a few gulps of breath, Escalade is given his first sense of his time to tire as they touch gloves. White is deciding to have to push himself now, and he's going to respond by urging him on a little louder. They stand and trade, but all the shots are either off target or safely dealt with. Both fighters move and engage. Right lands a left jab, but has a right hand absorbed on the gloves. Yangzigari is off target at the counter with a left jab, but nails a right cross. White is looking really tired. We're past the halfway mark of this round. They exchange a few shots, but nothing significant lands. The two fighters engage. Just goes off target with a jab, but scores a right hook. White misses with a left jab, but lands a right hook. Moving to the final 60 seconds of this round, both fighters step into strike. White hits a right cross, Yazgani hits a right hook block. The two fighters engage. Yazgani misses a big right hand, but hitting him off balance and now right to attack with a good right hook. Round 3 ends as the time expires. Hoping next round produce a little more in the way of action. I hope so as well. But White is going 110 to 9 now. He just says in each with only one round remaining. I think he needs to finish or he will lose the fight. Let's go into round 4 now, and let's see if this match can pick up, because this match is not the best, or fight is not the best I have put on, and it is quite boring to read. Both fighters step in the strike. Yagasani is off target with a jab, but lands a right hook. White hits a jab and also lands a head kick. The two fighters engage. White misses a right hook and leaves himself open to be countered with a jab and a right cross. Looking shattered, but they all but collapse into each other and clinch. White uses some dirty boxing as he grapples with Yagasari. Yagasari gets caught with a couple of nice short punches. White uses his dirty boxing to inflict some punishment. White is trying to muscle up Yagasari up against the cage. He does so and now has Yagasari pinned to the cage. We get past the halfway point of this round. Yagasari takes a knee strike to the inside of his own knee. White seems to be fighting against extortion. Yagasari is tried against the cage and White hits him with a short left uppercut. We have 1 minute of the round remaining. White hits a knee strike to the thigh. Yagasari is tried against the cage and White pushes him with some dirty boxing. Yagasari is controlled up against the cage and takes elbow to the face from the clinch. White tries dirty boxing, but Yagasari works enough space so that he can pull clean and circle out. Yagasari is breathing very hard. The time runs out and that round is over, and so is the fight. I think White took that round 10 to 9 on my scorecard. The ring announcer has given the official scores. All three judges scored it 39-37. The winner by unanimous decision is Tiger Vernon White. Thank God for that. Moves into the alpha final, and the fight is rating being average. I would rate it poor personally. Yes, let's move on the show. Right, I'm going to pause it here. Your next match will be Kinja Noburashina going head to head with Hirokio Nogatsu, and you'll get that when I get back up here after making a cup of tea. We are back. Let's get on with this next match. Alright, let's go on with this. Hirokio Notsuguri taking on Kinja Noburashai here tonight. They've neither got teams. He has lost these 6 fights. He has won 12 of his fights and lost 2 of them. He hasn't won one yet, but can he win one tonight? Marcus DeBice is our referee. Our judges are Harold Richardson, Laurie Masters, and Jared Frilly. And round 1 begins. And they start with a touch of gloves. Interesting. And there's a very quick down attempt here on turn from Ashai. And this guy can't stop the takedown. Ashai is driving with too much power. He taken on his goal seated with his back pressed against the cage as it tries to let Northgard in the choke. Ashai gets the guillotine, applies pressure, and Northgard has to tap. The winner by submission is Norbai Ashai. Norbai Ashai wins, and the official fight is good in 41 seconds of round 1. Submission by guillotine. Oh, I like that one. Let's go on to our next match of the night. Nobashi thanks his sponsors and all of his fans. He then asks who he'd like to face next and answers that Hirokio Masatina would be someone he would like to compete against. Where's my Word document? I will book that for one of our shows in the future. If he wants to fight him, I will give him his wish. Let's open up Word. Spin me right round, Becca record, baby. I should open Word really. I've got TWE open because I'm going to be doing that after this. I've got Internet open because that's uploading that, which is now finished. Awesome, we can close that then and put that down there. And then I'll get the next one up, which is Impact Wrestling. So while we're waiting for Word to open up, that was a good fight. I'm really happy with that. Let's just go for a blank document here. So we've got This is going to moan at me, innit? No, boy. If I write these wrong, you have to tell me. But yeah, I'll know who I mean if I do write it wrong. And then no by actually here versus. I can't even spell that. Hiroki Masatunana. But anyway, I know what that means. I'll find him on my roster. But yeah, that's close enough. Don't ask me to write Japanese, but yeah, I've got that written down. That'll be booked in at some point for the future shows. Get ready for that. And next on is Yakumasa faces Masahiro Jacqueline Oshai. Pro record of 2-3, and he has lost all 3 of his fights. Come on, guy, you look awesome. Come on, do me some good here tonight. The judges are Howard Richardson, Laurie Masters, and Gerald Felly. Round 1 begins. Stepping in is Oshai aggressively in a dominant clinch position. Oshai grabs on the arm and tries to pull Nakamine down to the ground into guard. Nudev sends Drake him down and takes control of the clinch. Nakamine tries to take Oshai down. He has to take down Oshai, pulls half guard. Nakamine throws a few strikes, but they are without venom. Oshai tries to turn this into full guard but can't manage it. Nakamine tries to pass to half guard. Oshai keeps Nakamine in half guard. God. I don't think he's going to win this one. Where's he from? He's Tokyo Japanese as well. Oshai tries to sweep Nakanimi but can't do it. There's under a minute left in this round. Nakamine throws a few strikes but they're without venom. Nakamine fires away a few punches but does little in the way of damage. Oshai tries to sweep Nakanimi but can't do it. Round is brought to an end as time runs out. I'd definitely say 10-9 in favour of Nakanini there. Definitely. Nakanini, the heavyweight, stomped his authority on the fight in that first round. And here we go, round 2. Nakanini shoots in for the takedown. Oshai can't stop the takedown and only catches Nakanini half guard. That is his second takedown of the fight. In half guard, Nakanini catches his breath, content just to throw a couple of punches to the body. Oshai tries to sweep Nakanini but doesn't get anywhere. Nakanini tries to pass the half guards. He does excellent getting into side control. We move into the second half of this round. Nakanini throws some small strikes, but is just taking a moment to try and catch his breath. Nakanomi blocks an attempted sweep. Nakanini attempts to come in Oshai from the side control. Oshai blocks it. Oshai tries to get transition to the guard, but can't manage it. Nakanini throws some elbows, but Oshai isn't troubled by them. Round 2 is brought to an end as the time runs out. And as I say, 10-9 in favour of Nakanimi there. Nakanimi's head 2018 on my scorecard. There's the bow and the start of round. Oshai gets close enough to clinch. Looking to pull the fight onto the ground, Oshai tries to pull Nakanimi down into the ground. In a violent counter, no response, but driving him into the ground with a vicious slam. In comes Nakanimi looking to get some form of control. Oshai catches Nakanimi in half guard. Nakanimi's trying to get out the half guard and into a better position. Nakanimi wants to get side control, but Oshai was ready and scrambled for position to ensue. Nakanimi manages to come out on top with Oshai pulling half guard. Nakanimi throws some small strikes, but is clearly just taking a moment to try and catch his breath again. Oshai tries to sweep Nakanimi, but can't do it. Nakanimi throws a few weak-looking punches as he decides on his next move. Oshai busts into life and tries to scramble into a better position. Nakanimi sees the opportunity. Oshai's two-stone gets caught into side control, and Nakanimi tries to pound away with elbows, but does minimal damage. Oshai tries to sweep, but gets rolled, and Nakanimi has his back. And time runs out on round 3, and we're going to go into the final round of round 4 with Yukai Nakai on top here. I think he's going to go forward and win this match. I really do think he's going to win this fight here. No doubt about it. Also interestingly, we haven't had any blood yet tonight. I have to give that round to Nakanimi, but only 10-9. One man left, Oshai realistically needs just to stop his opponent in order to win, and his final round we're back underway. Oshai steps in and grapples with his opponent. Looking to pull this fight to the ground, Oshai tries to pull Nakanimi down into his guard. It doesn't work though, and Nakanimi responds by violently slamming him down. Here comes Nakanimi looking to get some form of ground control. Nakanimi dives in, but Oshai pushes him away and starts to scramble. Nakanimi ends up on the bottom with Oshai in side control. Oshai fires off some rights, but Nakanimi isn't troubled by them. Nakanimi struggles and does well, managing to get full guard. Oshai fires a few strikes, but they are without venom. Oshai punches down at Nakanimi, but they're easily taken on the gloves. Oshai is in close and then glances on the elbow strike at the side of the head. Clearly wide by submission threat, Oshai keeps very tight to Nakanimi, peppers him with short strikes. Nakanimi tries to issue an arm. Then he gets an arm, but doesn't have enough time left to sink it in fully and get the submission. The time runs out and that round is over, and so is the fight. And that round goes to Nakanimi 10-9 on my card. The judges give their scores, which will be announced soon, and of course, there you go, there's the scorecards. The winner by unanimous decision is Yukai Nakanimi. That's the official result. 3 minutes. So for all the fighters being good, I'm going to be pausing myself. Right, anyway, where were we? Let's go. I'm just going to show you the next fight, and then I'll be going down to see what freaking glasses broke. So, should you connect anyone who's asked who'd be interested in any replies? So, we've got 2 people who want to take on this guy. Well, that ain't going to happen anytime soon for you, friend. Someone's already said that, and he will get that fight later. Next up is Anthony Mad Dog Master coming against the Grasshopper, Marcus Bosset. Marcus obviously will be refereeing. There's our K-side judges again. And we're underway. This match I've been looking forward to when I looked at the card for tonight. This is one of the matches what stood out to me. So we'll get on with this in a second. Right, our next fight is up, and it is going to be Anthony Mad Dog Marcus taking on the Grasshopper Marcus Bosset. For a record, he has not won a single fight. He hasn't won a single fight either. So tonight we're underway, and we'll see who actually comes out with their first win here on Adrenaline MMA. They engage in the centre. Bosset misses a jab and connects with right hand. Marcus scores with a great right hook. Both fighters move and engage. Marcus doesn't find the mark with a right hook. Bosset doesn't connect with a left jab and also has a right hand taken on the glove. Marcus can't connect with his setup strikes, but then hits a nice straight right. Marcus comes forward and the 2 fighters exchange strikes. Bosset throws a counter jab but misses. Marcus can't connect with his setup strikes, but then hits a nice straight right. They exchange strikes, but nothing really gets through past the halfway mark of the round. The massive insertion exchanges strikes. Bosset hits a leg counter left hand. A jab hits home for Marcus and then he hits a nice straight right that lands hard. Bosset glances at his corner and gets a few words of encouragement in response. We have 1 minute of the round remaining. The 2 fighters engage. Bosset misses a right hook and gets countered with a left jab and a good right hand. Bosset may have cracked a jaw from that shot and he looks in some pain. Marcus wrenches after landing that last punch and he may have had to have damaged his hand. It's a break that's really going to affect this his striking ability dramatically. An exchange strike does not produce any damage. Marcus steps in and looks to unleash. Marcus connects with a nice jab and scores a right cross that lands hard. Time expires and we come to the end of round 1. I'll give that round to Marcus. Mad Dog, but only 10-9. Interesting. As he walks back, Bossy looks devastated. His jaw is swelling up and is clearly broken. The towel comes in. His corner are pulling Bosset out of the fight. Ouch. Anthony Marcus takes victory by way of TKO due to corner stoppage. Official result, Anthony Mad Dog Marcus defeats the Grasshopper Marcus Bosset in 3 minutes of round 1. The fight being rated as decent. I'm going to pause this because I was not expecting that to go so quick. Ladies and gentlemen, because of a broken jaw, the fight has been stopped. So due to manager stoppage, Mad Dog Marcus defeats Grasshopper. Interesting. I've never had that before in the game. And we've already done a year in this game, so that was interesting. Let's move on to our next fight. Man for my sponsors. Who takes that and his fight replies Eugene Tandoori will be a tough challenge, but that won't be interesting in trying. So let's do that. Oh, what was that? Oh, you're up here now, are you? So Eugene is up next. Tandoori's up next. He's going to take on Ray Wizard here, and this is going to be an interesting fight. So our referee is Marcus DiBiase. The judges for this bout are Paddy Bruce, Russell Montoya, and Howard Richardson. Although they're rated the same rate, same yesterday, it's notable Wizard looks a lot heavier now than his opponent. Pro record is 6-2 to 0-3 for Ray Wizard. We'll see how this one goes. And we're underway now. Eugene Tandoori has been called out after this match and is penciled in for the next time I can pencil him in for a match against Mad Dog Anthony Marcus. Now that might be spelt wrong. I don't care. But anyway, we're going to get in. Oh, nice. This is going to zoom out in it. So we don't get that nice bit of colour at the background. There we go. Both fighters step into strike. Tandoori counters a right hand with a left jab and a vicious right cross. The Wizard is knocked down. Without hesitation, Tony goes in to finish the Wizard off with stomps and kicks. Tandoori hits several big stomp and kicks, but the Wizard somehow hands on. Tandoori tries to come in and success a ground position. Wizard tries to get free, but Tandoori is able to secure side control. Tandoori attempts an armbar Wizard from side control. A straight armbar is applied and Wizard is in his danger of having his arm hyperextended. Out of the blue, Wizard pops his arm free, and Tandoori must not have had it locked in as tight as it looked. Tony Rose clearly to that setback by regaining side control. Tandoori tries to lock in Wizard in an Americana. The Americana is locked in deep enough that Wizard has to tap out. The winner by submission is Eugene Tandoori. And the official role is Eugene Tandoori defeats Ray Wizard by submission with Americana in 1 minute 46 of round 1. the fight's been rated as good. We've got a lot of round 1 finishes tonight, which is really good for me because it means I've got less. The recording ain't going to be as long, and also means less talking. But I've had one where a towel's been thrown in, and now we got that. I'm going to just give me a quick second, guys, before we get on with Out Paulson taking on Milu Basatimi here. And this is going to be an interesting one. So we've got 4-2 pro record, 6-1. So they both had wins, but he's had more matches in his career, and it looks like the betting lines he's more favoured to win here, Harrigan Paulson. So we'll see what happens here. Glenn Surrey is the referee for this fight. Our case judges are Gerald Fowley, Perry Bruce, and Russell Montoya. The fight begins, and Paulson steps in and looks to unleash. It looked like we're about to see a shot from Bassamin, but Paulson was more aggressive and took initiative. Paulson connects with a jab, but Malalo evades a big right punch. Bassamin shoots in looking for the takedown. Bassamin couldn't complete the single leg, but does end up standing holding a leg while Paulson hops in place on the other. Hopefully people on Fight TV are enjoying this, on Sci-Fi are enjoying this. And not able to complete the takedown, Bassamin instead pushes Paulson up against the cage. With the cage trapping Paulson, Bassamin looks in for the trip takedown. A great inside leg sees Paulson get thrown to the mat, and Bassamin is in left in guard. Bassamin is trying to pass guard. Paulson allows the pass, but just deploy to allow him to try and scramble. The scramble leaves Bassamin on his back, pulling guard. We pass the halfway mark of this round. The clock runs down as Bassamin is being smothered against the ground by Paulson. There's under a minute left in the round now. Time sits away as Paulson successfully keeps Bassamin stuck against the ground. Paulson fires away with elbows, but does little in the way of damage. They were all deflected away. Bassamin tries to catch Paulson with a punch, but it's not on target. Round 1 is brought to an end as time runs out. There's definitely 10-9 in the favour of Boostmate. Here we go, round 2 now. Bassamin shoots straight in for the takedown, and Paulson almost get away, but not quite. He's left hopping, but Bassamin has hold of one leg. Bassamin can't get Paulson down, so he settles for pushing him up against the cage. With Paulson stuck against the cage, Bassamin tries to use a trip takedown. It's unsuccessful, and Paulson maintained a good solid base. But he is still stuck against the cage, however. And Bassamin looks to set up a trip takedown. Paulson stops the attempt trip, and then uses wrestling skill to take control of the grapple and put Bassamin up against the cage. Bassamin wrestled back against the Paulson, training him so that he can escape from the cage. We move into the second half of this round, and then again he shoots in for this takedown, and Paulson gets taken down by a single leg and has to pull guard. Bassamin fires away a few punches, but they don't throw from any great force. Bassamin blocks Paulson as he tries to sweep guard. Bassamin pans away his rights, but fails to land any significant blow. Paulson tries to pull Bassamin in close with pepper him with short strikes, but can't. Bassamin pounds away with right hands but doesn't do much damage. The time is up, and that is the end of the round 2. I think Bassamin takes that round 10-9 on my scorecard. 2018, round 3. Paulson shoots in looking for the takedown. Bassamin stops the takedown but is left hopping on one leg while Paulson holds another. Paulson can't get Bassamin down, and so settles for pushing him up against the cage. With Bassamin stuck against the cage, Paulson tries to reap a leg with a sharp sweep in order to trip him to the floor. Bassamin stops the attempt trip and then uses the rescue to take control and put Paulson up against the cage. And then Butson mate looks to set up the trip. Paulson blocks the attempt by keeping a solid base. Bassamin does take Paulson down with a trip. Bassamin doesn't get it. Paulson blocked and any attempt to move him. Paulson can't seem to work his way free though. And Bassamin takes a leg sweep trip to put Paulson on the ground. When it says Paulson maintained a good solid base, we're now at the halfway point of the round. Bassamin does take Paulson down with a trip. Paulson stops the attempt trip and uses his rest skills to take control of the grapple and put Bassamin against the cage. Showing his ability to control his opponents, Paulson simply smothers Bassamin against the cage. The next minute so sees them hitting each other with short punches on that position. Round 3 is brought to an end as time runs out. As I say, definitely Paulson's going to get this. It's 29-28, so it's very close. And here's our last round. And once again, he's going straight in for that takedown. And the takedown is successful. Paulson has to pull guard here. This is his third successful takedown from attempts. Bassamin fires away punches but does little in the way of damage. Paulson tries to sweep from the bottom of the guard but doesn't budge. Boosted to mate. Boosted to mate trying to pass guard. Boosted to mate passes side control but doesn't have time to score the position. But Paulson starts to scramble. Boosted to mate somehow manages to come out on top of Paulson in the north-south position. Paulson takes a few elbows to the midsection but there's not much behind them. Paulson sides to one side and scrambles for position. The scramble sees Bassam up in a fight, and he's quick to wrestle Paulson up against the cage. The end of the round is coming quick. There's under a minute left. Nobody got free. Paulson is smothered up against the cage. They remain there for the rest of the round, hitting each other with short punches to the side and the head of the body. The time expires in round 4, and that is the end of the fight. That's 10-9 on my scorecard. The judges give their scores. All judges scored the contest 39-37, and Malloy Bassamendo is the winner by unanimous decision. And the official was more Bassett defeats Eric Paulson in 9 decision of 3 minutes and seconds of round 4. The fight is being rated as being decent. Not bad. Giving thanks to both players' team, showing respect in praise Paulson for his skills and toughness. No, nothing new there then. What's next? Is Aldo Das Xavier competing against James Matthews here? 2-4 and 1-2. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu taking on Kung Fu here. This is going to be an interesting one. I think this is the one. This is semi-main. Marcus Dubassi, same Rogers. We're on the way. A jab lands from Xavier, but finds nothing but air with a big right. A jab hits home from Xavier, and then he hits Matthews with a straight right. Two combatants meet in the center and start to strike. Matthews lands a left jab, but finds the right cross blocked. Xavier finds a way to pass the opponent's guard and lands a sharp 1-2. And finally, we get some blood here tonight as it looks like Matthews has been cut above the eye. And Matthews looks like he's going to step in and grapple, but Xavier took the initiative first. Xavier connects with a jab, but misses a vicious right hand. The two combatants meet in the center and start to strike. Matthews misses a right hook and gets countered with a jab and a right hand, but narrowly fails to connect. And we're moving to the final 6 seconds of this round. Xavier comes in looking to strike. A defensive jab hits home from Matthews. A jab lands from Xavier. Matthews avoids a big right. Xavier throws a quick punch but doesn't hit. Seizing the opportunity, Matthews clinches, and Matthews trying to push Xavier so that his back is up against the cage. Matthews does it so Xavier is stuck with his back against the cage. Showing good control, Matthews keeps Xavier stuck against the cage. They remain in that position, dirty boxing each other for the rest of the round. And round 1 as time expires on round 1, I'm going to be back in a few clicks. I need a toilet, and I'll be back. So let's get on with this now. Is round 1 have expired as this one. So nothing really much happened. Hopefully the fighters pick up a bit when we restart. Incredibly close round, but Matthews came one just ahead on my scorecard. So of course after he's bleeding because he's got a cut above his eye. Round 2 begins. Xavier moves in close, ready to attack. Matthews lands a left hand. Xavier hits a left jab and then catches Matthews with the right hook. Xavier can't connect with the jab, but then hits Matthews with a straight right. Matthews is still moving well, but he's definitely breathing a little deeper now. Xavier connects with a nice jab, then hits Matthews with a straight right. Taking gulps of breath, Xavier's giving the first sense that he's starting to tire a touch. Xavier hits a left hand, but Matthews avoids a big right. We're now past the halfway mark in this round. Moving around, Matthews is looking for an opening to grapple without getting hit coming in. Xavier can't hit a set-up left jab, but then hits Matthews with a straight right. A jab is wide from Xavier, but then hits Matthews with a straight right. There's under a minute left in this round. Xavier can't hit a set-up left jab, but then catches Matthews with a right hook. Xavier hits a left hand, but Matthews avoids a big right. The time is up, and that ends the end of round 2. I'll give that round to Xavier, but only 10-9. My scorecard now has them level at 19-19. And that's very interesting. They're level now. So let's get the battle underway for round 3. Xavier can't connect with a jab, but then lands a right hand. Without taking too much W, Matthews is able to clinch with Xavier. Matthews tries to raise Xavier backwards and up against the cage. Xavier ends up backed up against the cage. Xavier backed up against the cage can't really do much thanks to the control that Matthews is exerting. The next 6 seconds see them doing very little other than throwing occasional short punches to the body. Matthews is looking really tired. Matthews presses Xavier against the cage and tired. He's starting to get deep into his gas tank. They spend the next minute in that position, hitting each other with short punches to the body inside of the head. The ref decided to grapple against the cage have begun too long, and he brings him back to the centre. And then the round ends. Hopefully we'll pick it up in the final round. I have Matthews ahead 29-28. And that's the battle for the final round. Xavier throws a quick punch but doesn't land. Matthews could come up and grabs Xavier in the clinch. Using the rest skills, Matthews is trying to push Xavier up against the cage. Matthews achieves it, pinning Xavier to the cage. Matthews stomps down on his opponent's foot. Despite how fatigued he clearly is, Matthews managed to smother Xavier up against the cage. They engage in a grueling close-up battle with short strikes for roughly a minute. Matthews smothers Xavier up against the cage, although he looks increasingly tired. The grueling grappling contest continues for the next 6 seconds, with both fighters looking to avoid leaving any openings. From the look of things, I don't think Matthews has much energy left. Having been stuck against the cage for a while without any progress, the referee brings them back to the centre. The fight comes around as the time limit expires. I think Matthews took that round 10-9 on my scorecard. The judges give their scores, which are about to be announced. So all three judges have scored the contest 39-37. So your winner by unanimous decision is James Matthews. An official result: James Matthews defeats Aldero does Xavier, unanimous decision in 3 minutes of round 4, the fight being rated as average. Let's go on with our next fight of the night. And James Matthews, we would name checks all his sponsors and thanks all of his fans who came out. He's asked who he'd like to face next, and that Masatine Fanaki. Fanaki taking on Matthews would be an interesting fight, but ain't he? So we have got Masatune Fanaki. Fanaki versus James, whatever his name is. I can do English names. James Matthews. I can do English names. Yeah. Anyway, Fanaki versus James Matthews will be an interesting fight as well. I think this might be our next match card. These guys are requesting their fights. So the co-main event is up next as Kazu takes on Rickson Grayson in the AMMA Madrillian MMA middleweight division. Pro record 9-9-1 and pro record 8-1. Wiggins Grayson has got the advantage here and he's probably going to win this fight. Marcus Ubes is referee for this fight. Our judges case are Jared Finley, Perry Bruce and Russell Montoya. Both fighters in the same weight yesterday, raising, but Gracie clearly has now a significant weight advantage. So he's obviously looking a bit bigger today. We're underway. We start with a touch of gloves. And Gracie shoots straight in for that takedown. He has the takedown a single leg and Kasugani has to pull guard. Gracie tries to pound on Kasugani, but all blows are completely dealt with. Gracie begins to try and pass guard and get a better position. Kasugani blocked the pass in his left, pulling half guard. Gracie looks to get past the half guard, and Gracie is too skilled for Kasugani passing half guard and gaining side control. Gracie throws a few right hands as he takes a moment to plan ahead. In side control, Gracie catches his breath, content just to throw a couple of punches to the body. Gracie pans away with rights, but Kasugani covers up. Only a couple manage to get through. And time runs out on round 1. That round is definitely going to Gracie in there. It was a brilliant opening round, and that 10-9 I agree with. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the main event tonight, but a few of the contests have not gone this far, but we'll see what happens. Most people expecting Gracie to go on with the fight now. In fact, the first round has gone his way. It's hard to see a scenario Kaukasin can do enough to take the fight back. Yeah, definitely my take on this as well. It'll be interesting to see what happens though, because anything can happen. Let's go into our next segment. The battle starts for round 3. Gracie once again comes straight in, choosing to shoot in on Kasugani. The takedown is coming. Kasugani is on his back and pulls half guard. Grayson starts trying to work to get the half guard into a better position. Kasugani can't keep his opponent half guard, and Gracie gains side control. Grayson tries to shoot Kasugani in a Kuminari. He stops the Gracie from applying it. We're now past the halfway mark in this round. Gracie starts trying to work to go from side control to mount. He doesn't get the mount, but only because Kasugani rolled over and gave up his back instead. We have 1 minute of the round remaining. And Grayson tries to get both hooks in, but can't quite manage it yet. And Kasugani tries to turn over. Kasugani turns Gracie over and twists around, ending up on top in his guard. And Kasugani uses a quick shoulder smashes. Kasugani hits a short, sharp shoulder smash to the face of Gracie. And then he does it again, obviously, and that's the end of the round 2. I think Gracie took that round, 10-9 on my scorecard. I have Gracie ahead 2018. And ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for round number 3 of this semi-main event tonight here at It's On. And Grayson shoots straight in for the takedown again. But the takedown is successful. He almost gets side control, but has to settle for half guard. Grayson throws a few strikes, but they are without venom. Grayson looks to get past the half guard. He does excellently getting into side control. Grayson attempts to move to mount. And Grayson tries to sweep on the mount attempt, but gets rolled and gives up his back. At this point, Grayson attempts to get a rear naked choke fully applied. Kasson doesn't allow the rear naked choke to be applied. Kasson attempts to turn and get Grayson off his back. The turn is well executed, and Kasson is able to twist around and get on top in the guard. The time runs out on round 3. And that's 10-9. Grayson's got this. Kasson's deep trouble with only 1 round remaining. I think he needs to literally just knock this guy out or submit him. And we're going to the last round here. Grayson chooses shooting on Kasson. Kasson can't stop the takedown, and Gracie's drove in with too much power. And Kasson ends up sitting with his legs trapped under Grayson with his back pressed against the cage. Grayson looks to get more dominant position by pushing Kasson from a seated position onto his back. He does brilliant, manage to get full mount on Kasson. Grayson fires away and manages to connect with 2 or 3 heavy shots that rock Kazakhstan. Gracie pounds away with Kazakhstan struggling to deal with them. With punches raining down Kazakhstan, he desperately needs to get away, but only succeeds in giving up his back. Grayson tries to manage him, get both hooks in, but can't quite manage it. Kazakhstan tries to roll, but doesn't budge Grayson. Kazakhstan prevents Grayson from getting his hooks in. Grayson blocks Kazakhstan as he tries to roll over, and Grayson tries to finish Kazakhstan with a rear naked choke. Kazakhstan doesn't allow the rear naked choke to be applied. We reach the time limit and the fight is over. Grayson won this. Let's go to official scorecards. 40-36, 39-37, and 40-36, making Rickerson Grayson the winner by unanimous decision in round 4 there. That was a great fight. Let's leave this now and let's go to our main event and show respect to his opponent. Definitely, I think his opponent deserves that. And his sponsors supporting him financially. Let's go into our final match of the night. And there is the belt on the line. The WMMA light heavyweight title is on the line. The first time we're going to crown someone here tonight, and then we're going to go to the main screen and have a look at our champions. And this is the main event of the evening as Wild Power Islami takes on Tiger Venom White in AMM light heavyweight division. Pro record 8-1, pro record 6-2. Of course, these two have got a win here tonight already at the start of the show. So this is the final match of the night and the fight for the AMA heavyweight title. The best way to end your very shocking festivities tonight. We've got a guy with a broken jaw, and the team have had to throw in the towel for him. We've had submissions in the first round. We've had some good fights, some bad fights. Let's hope this one does well. And this is for the Marbles of Finals. In Glen Surrey is the referee for this fight, which is great. Our judges at K-side are Russell Montoya, Howard Richardson, and Laurie Masataris. Both fighters came in the same rate yesterday. Yesterday's round clearly now a different rate advantage. Round 1 begins a 1-2 from White fails to land. Islami moves in fast and clinches with right. Islami attempts to get a leg sweep to put White on the ground. It is unsuccessful. Well, we're going to be a 40-minute show again. White maintained a good solid base there. Islami looks for a trip takedown. It's unsuccessful, and White once again maintained a good base. The grappling doesn't go anywhere and they break apart. White looks totally gassed and is virtually moving in slow motion at this point. We get past the halfway point of this round. A 1-2 from White fails to land. White confidently comes in closer. Although we're about to see a shot from Islami, but White was more aggressive and took the initiative. A 1-2 from White fails to land. There's under a minute left in this round. White throws a quick punch but doesn't hit. Islami moves in fast and shoots on right. Islami gets hold of a leg, but White remains standing, hopping on the other foot. Islami uses a position to drive White up against the cage. With right stuck against the cage, Islami tries to reap a leg with a sharp sweep in to order to trip him to the floor. He trips White, sending him down. White gives up his back off the takedown. Islami tries to get the rear naked choke applied. White doesn't allow the arm to go under his chin. Round 1 round ends as time expires. And that's go down as 10-9 round to Islami. There's the bell. Round number 2 begins. Islami shoots in for the takedown. Islami gets hold of the leg, but White remains standing hopping on one and the other foot. He's going to settle for pushing up against the cage again. But this right stuck against the cage, he's going to try and get the leg of a sweep in order to trip him to the floor. Islami uses a superb outside leg trip. Islami ends up holding a seated White around the waist, pressing him up against the cage. Islami tries to improve his position. He is much too good for White and gets the mount. We get past halfway point this round. Islami fires off some rights, but White isn't troubled by them. White tries to move Islami out of the mount, but can't. We're into the final minutes of this round. Islami pounds away with right hands, but doesn't do much damage. White tries to topple Islami, but can't do it. Islami unloads with a big right hand, landing several, but clearly hurt White. Islami fires away with punches, but White doesn't take any undue damage. Round 2 ends as time expires. And I have to give this round to Islami, but only 10-9. Islami is ahead 10-18 on my scorecard. Round 3 begins. There's a takedown attempt from Islami. White almost got away, but not quite. He's left hopping on with the Islami has hold of one leg again. Islami uses the position to drive White up the cage, which seems to be the ongoing theme of this match. And with right against the cage, he tries to get him on the floor. Makes an undivided trip. Islami ends up seated White around the cage, pressing him up against the cage. Islami tries to improve his position. He's too much good for White and gets the mount. Islami fires away, and White's clearly hurt by a couple of nasty-looking punches. With punches raining down, White is desperate to get away, but only succeeds in giving up his back. and we get past the halfway point of this round. Isami increases control by getting both hooks in. Isami both hooks in, apply fully in, tries to get the rear naked choke applied. With White gets flattened out and the rear naked choke, he has to tap. The winner by submission is Wilder Pababari Isami. Wild Isami wins the AFL light heavyweight title, while Isami wins the AMMA light heavyweight title. If Israel is right, Isami defeats Tiger Venom Wright by submission in the rear naked choke in 2 minutes and 25 seconds of round 3. Wright's very good. Let's go on to giving thanks. Wilder praises his team at Shootbox, his various sponsors and fans who came out to support him. The emblem of his child strapped around his waist. Wilder Isami celebrates being the new champion. And there we go, my friends. There was our show. We got a critical rating of 73%, a commercial rating of 39%. Only 408 people came out to see this show. A high critical rating, 60% or more, will result in a company getting more popular as fans will expect. Appreciate an exciting evening with low rate of 50 or below will lose popularity. So we've gained popularity according to that, which is good. Commercial rating. The commercial ratings measured draw the Troy or how interest fans are based on the schedule and lineup created by going to draw the main event and the co-main event. The co-main event is bigger draw than the main event. They're essentially swapped, and the co-main gets treated as the main event for the purpose of the calculation. Okay, what do we get? 39. So we've got a high level, mid-level, regional to high in the middle of that. So my broadcast team with Gerald Reese and Stephen Rogers provided commentary for this show. Let's close the show. We're going to do something we don't normally do. With popularity decreased by 1.8%, which is quite good. And we're going to have a quick look, and we're going to have a look around the pro wrestling MMA world. Apply multiple. Nope, that's fine. 250, 250, 250. That's fine. Let's close the show. Yep. There you go. You can see all the winners. Gate reception 32,000, sponsorship 77,000. No pay-per-view buys, ads and subs, merchandise, fighters plus 22. So we're making money. Not a bad show. Let's close all this and let's go to the main screen now. So what I don't normally do on this game is show you the main screen and show you what's coming up on the next episode. But we're going to do that now. Clearing up school history files and auto-saving. It shouldn't take too long. Mike Tyson. Ooh. Mike Tyson will not sign with us because we're too small. Well, anyway, we're going to add Mike Tyson to our shortlist. With Grayson tops the celebrating place, Mafadi top rate for middle flight. Wilson tops Osami Vernon Wright negotiations. But yeah, we got some show with Shuto Underground, Japanese small local shows coming up at some point. We've got Shuto Underground coming up, which has got some great fights on. Of course, we've got all that to look forward to. Let's go and have a look at our credibility, 77%. And credibility is ready to end each day. Credibility is mentioned how legit anyway. The default level is 75, which is considered neutral and has no positive rating, can rise or fall depending on effective blow. A rating of 80 plus or above indicates confidence the company will lead high attendance and more viewers. Way below 70% does the opposite. So no failed drug tests after IFL glory days. So we got more credibility. Sustainability is 83%. So the fall level 85, the rating rises full dependent rating of 8% above indicates confidence in the company, which will lead to high revenues from sponsorships. So yeah, we've got better things like that. So next up, our next show is All Out Action, which is on Sunday week 4 of March, and we got one for April. I ain't got any other shows after them planned because of course we're gonna give everyone a thing. But War Machine has we've got War Machine, All Out Action. All Out Action currently has no premium, but only has 8 matches. So we've got Oleg Takatu takes on Katsumir Igami. We've got Setsuya Humama taking on Duke Van der Vam. Tele2 taking on Jude Charles. Remco Palladou versus Sean Duffrey. David Lifeout versus Felix Matshells. Hirokio Masatima taking on Kenshin Tanaka. Marco Bruce versus Scott Monson. And El Jepsy versus Johnny Rhodes. That is what's coming up on our next show at All Out Action. I don't know if I can put any more matches on that. Where do we do it? Matchmaking. Here we go. All Out Action, add to show. Yeah, you see we've got, no, not add show. Add fight. Let's see what we've got. Oh, we can add a few. We've got some heavyweight guys we can put in. So I'm going to put Kimo Lopez versus, yeah, that's going to go on this All Out Action show. We're going to add another few fights so we can see what we can do. Get this up there and we'll show you how War Machine's the one I think a lot of people are going to be looking forward to. I think that's the one I'm most looking forward to as well. And I'm going to do some prelims on this show then, if I can do that. Prelim. And we'll do Patrick Smith versus him. Full Lance to the Denver qualifiers final full camp. Potentially main event, coming off a defeat. Well, you're not going to be main event, you're going to be on the prelim for that show. But AM&W War Machine is the one we're going to be looking forward to, as the main event will be Dan Severn taking on Ken Shamrock. And this will be for all the marbles and the title. Of course, he's the AM&W champion. This draw of the fight is rated as a high-level regional for a major show held in Novello. This will be a strong main event, which is good, which is why it's going to be a strong main event. We've got that booked in for this show, and I'm really excited for it. I think this show is going to be good. We are going to be putting on a few more matches to this, and this will be the last fight. We're going to take a couple of months off, and then we're going to come back, as always, with a lot more. We've got catch weight, which I'm not doing, featherweights. We're going to do that one. That's going to go on the prelim. We're going to add some prelim fights, because I think prelim are important. I don't know how important, but yeah. We've got no one for the welterweight. We've got no one. Oh, we've got someone for the middleweight. He's the middleweight champion, so he ain't going to be going on the prelims. Likely usage of main event and coming on the main card. Trent Drakens on the main card. We do Trent Drakens versus him, and that's going to have to go on the prelim because I've got no more space for him on the main card. And also, it's going to make the shows more interesting because I don't really do prelims. Let's have a look what else we can do. I like heavyweight. We got anyone? Nope. We got anyone left in the heavyweight? No, we just got Andy Anderson. Prelims. So that's going to be all done for them. I think that's going to... They're two good cards planned, and then we're going to see what happens with Broadcast Society TV. We are size low-level regional, but we've got 23.8%. So we've got some new mail. Vernon Wright and Pancras, Anthony Marcus Bergeron. We only have 3 shows remaining on our contract with Sci-Fi, which is not good. So we're going to say search. Let's do this on screen. Approachable? Yes. Close. Sci-Fi is the only one we've got, so let's get a new deal. Let's extend our deal. Right, I'll see you guys in the next episode of this. But before then, hopefully you enjoyed this one. And we've got 2 good shows coming up. Hopefully this will draw. We'll see you real soon.